Hey everyone, I'm the Rev, and in this video we're on the original Assetto Corsa on the LFM, in this fantastic Mercedes GT3 car, which is completely free, supplied by the LFM. If you've not given it a go, it's well worth a try. This was a top split race at Daytona. Let's see how we get on. Okay, let's get ready for the start. Hopefully we're in the right position. We're away, let's go. Let's go. Well behaved, very well behaved here at split one. Great to see. Let's settle down, settle in. That was an absolutely super clean start. I was mega impressed by that. You can massively tell it was a top split race. 13th place. Starting from the back, having not qualified, it was clear that there was going to be work to do if we were going to move forward, especially with the quality of these drivers. Settle into the race, Rev. These GT3s are absolutely fantastic. Considering they're free, completely free. The LFM supply all the cars and all the tracks for the original Assetto Corsa. You pay nothing. Let's get in the slipstream of this Mercedes, let's go. Top 10 finish maybe, you never know. Always try and start the race with a positive outlook, although I'm well aware it can all go down the toilet very quickly. Don't squeeze me all the way. Now just before the race started, although I hadn't qualified, I took a load of rear wing off because I knew that there was a super long straight at Daytona, and hopefully that was going to help me go forward. Cut warning number 1. That's very early to get that. We don't want to do that again. We'll make sure we don't. We're up to 12th. That's not what you need so early in the race, but it is what it is. We're in the slipstream of this Mercedes. Taking that bit of rear wing off was definitely helping us down the straights early on. Yeah, I'm very much in the slipstream of this Mercedes now. He covers the inside, but he covers it late and just catches me off guard. Half defended it, half just stuck his car in the middle of the road. He's going to be slow through there though. If he's going to wander off to the right, we're going to go up the inside, and that's up to 11th. Get involved. Cheers, Jeff. Let's get on with it. 11th, let's go. Hopefully now we can concentrate on the cars ahead rather than the cars behind. Settle into some kind of rhythm. Even though I hadn't run any quali, I'm quite familiar with Daytona, so I was confident that we could run relatively well and work on my biggest weakness, consistency. That's the number one thing I'm hoping to improve. Got to turn it tighter than that onto there, Rev. A second the gap, let's try and bring that down, but without cutting the chicane. Getting that cut warning early on, I'd put the wind up me, and I knew that I had to tread lightly for the rest of this race. He's got the toe. Trying to get in the toe was going to be massively important in this race. If the cars ahead of me could all tow each other down the straight and I couldn't get there, it was going to cost me massively. So I had to keep it neat and tidy and try and get as close as I could. Quite attentive through the chicane, but we didn't want another cut warning, so we just need to settle down. See what we can do about this Mercedes. That's 10th place right there. Top 10 finish would be fantastic from the back. It would be fantastic from the back, but it'd be fantastic in top splits, as I don't normally finish so well. But again, it was all going to be about consistency. A little bit deep. Get on the power. Try and sort that out. Turn 1 at Daytona is massively important to the lap, but I find it really difficult to get right. The braking, trailing off while steering can unsettle the car for me, but I was doing my best. Untidy, I need these to battle so I can get onto him. Everybody's pace seemed to be massively close, but if these lads ahead, if they could just get into a little bit of a scrap, I might be able to get onto him. So come on boys, get amongst one another, you know you want to. 1.4 the gap. I'd be lying if I said I was sure what the slipstream range was on Assetto Corsa, but I knew we needed to close that gap down from 1.4. 1.2. We just need something just to get onto that tour. I certainly felt that if we could get that little bit closer, I could get up amongst these lads. So fast in a straight line. I needed to try and up my pace that little bit, but without making any mistakes. The last thing I wanted to do was push too hard and ruin the race altogether. 1.2 the gap. (1 minute 44.9 was my last lap. I need to sort my pace out. I knew that in my time here at Daytona, I'd been in the 143s, so I needed to sort my pace out. And if I could probably get onto the back of these and start getting amongst it. Come on, Revs, sort it out. That's better, that's better. Through my nemesis that is turn 1. With every lap that passed, I was getting more confident with this Mercedes, and with it being front-engined, rear-wheel drive, it suited my on-the-nose driving style perfectly. Just try and get on the end of this. As I've stated, the LFM provides everything that you need to take part in these daily races. They provide the cars and the tracks completely free, so you have no excuses for jumping in and giving it a go. Do you two want to have a little fight? That would be great. They were really close, all three of them nose to tail, but they just weren't having a massive battle. The BWT Mercedes there went a little bit wide, and he's ended up losing a position. Could we get onto the back of him? He's going to be straight back in the tour though with that Mercedes. And we still weren't close enough for any kind of slipstream effect. Come on, Rev, come on. This game's now over 10 years old and it still looks absolutely magnificent on these replay cameras thanks to the modding community. I absolutely love the work they've done. That was better, that was better, come on. Keep it tight. I just need a sniff of one of those slipstreams, just a sniff. Overall, I couldn't complain at how the first 10 minutes had gone. In a top split race, I was still in the hunt, and if I could just find those extra few tenths, I might be able to make a position or two. It's all Mercedes though, it's all Mercedes. The Mercedes was very strong at the top end, so due to the nature of the track being full throttle quite often, it was proving very popular in these daily races. Luckily, I love a front engine rear wheel drive car, so it suited me down to the ground. The only problem being that everybody was just as fast as you in a straight line, so making any kind of ground on the straights was really difficult. As you can see, I was struggling without the slipstream. So difficult. I was absolutely made up though to be at Daytona. I knew that at the weekend I was going to be watching my first Rolex 24-hour race, so I was really looking forward to that. So it was great to be at Daytona, just whetting my appetite for the weekend. It's also just a really good track to drive and it suits this combo really well. It's so hard to get so close to another car. Even in the slipstream there, he's not exactly closing on him. He's pulled away from us a tiny little bit. We need a good bus stop. We do need a good bus stop, Rev, but we need no heroics. We've already got one track warning. We don't need another one. We certainly don't want to be running it that close. That's the last thing I want. We managed to tuck it tight, take as much of the curbs as we could, and back on the power. He's back on him. Come on, lads, battle it out, battle it out. Come on, lads, get your elbows out and let the Rev join in. They're side by side, going into turn 1. Or is he going to be past him? Might be past him. So it looks like if you could get right on top of the other driver, the slipstream would help you slingshot past, but I just wasn't close enough. However, I was about to be done a favour. That was better. He's off! He's off! Oh, he's not going to be happy. We'll go back through the replay, see what happened. But he's not going to be happy. He's going to be looking to get all over us as soon as possible. So with that coming together, we're up to 10th. However, I knew that the driver behind had some pace, so I was going to have to pull my finger out if I was going to keep hold of this 10th place. Whew. We were a 10th up on our best lap, and I was hoping that this lad in the BWT Mercedes was rattled enough that I could get on top of him. I needed a good exit onto the banking and get tucked in as best as I possibly could. Come on, give me a sniff. Give me a sniff of that toe. Doesn't sound right, does it? Give me a sniff of the slipstream. Come on. Sounds like I've got some kind of weird foot fetish, which I've not. That's exactly what someone with a weird foot fetish would say, Rev. Hey, it's to each their own. I'm not judging. That's going to be warning number 2. Deservedly so. Did not get the nose tucked in tight enough. You're going to be on thin ice now, Rev. He's so fast in a straight line, though. They're still battling ahead. We're up to 10th. 10th place in top split. I couldn't complain at all. And the best thing is that the pace of these drivers was making me better. It was making me have to be more consistent. And that's something that I really, really want to improve on. Get on the power early. Let's go. At this point, we were closer than we'd ever been. Could I do enough just to rattle him? Closing up on the brakes, try and get it tucked tight, get on the power early. But it wasn't as good as we would have liked, and we lost a little bit of time. This has been fantastic pace here in split 1. So fast, these lads. They really were fast, but as I say, it's the only way to get any better. Pit yourself against better drivers than you, watch what they do, and see if you can improve your lap times. Practice, practice, practice. He's starting to pull that gap out on me again. I just didn't have his pace lap after lap. I was going to need him to make a mistake. 1.6 the gap behind. I'm going to try and ignore that for now. I certainly didn't want to start worrying about the lad in 11th. That was not going to help me be consistent. 10 minutes to go. Come on, Rev, settle down. Settle into it. I tell myself to settle down often. Does it work? No idea. Probably not. I've made many a mistake after I've told myself to settle down. That was a little bit untidy. 2 seconds over the gap behind, so he didn't have a fantastic bus stop either. But I'm 3/10 slower this lap alone. If all of these lads ahead were battling a bit harder. 9 minutes, come on. Rocketing down towards the first corner in the Mercedes. Look for the flashing board on the right hand side. Get on the brake, trail it off, get the front just to stick, and then nail the power. Avoid that curb. If you hit those curbs, it just takes a couple of miles an hour off your speed, which really does matter when the margins are as tight as they've been in this race. But we'd have done a good first sector, lost a little bit on traction, but we're still up on the first split. Bit wide on the exits. Love the replay cameras, looks like we're absolutely flying. I get away with one there. I've just dipped 2 wheels into the left hand side. I was quite late on the brakes, but I couldn't get on the power early enough, so I lost all that time. Oh my word. There was only 9 minutes left in this race now. If I was going to make any more positions, I was going to have to do it quick. Time was running out. Time flies when you're having fun, that's for sure. 2.7 behind. Keep this lad honest at 0.7. But without pushing too hard through the bus stop, because that's where I'm going to get my last warning. 2 warnings out of 3. We don't need another. It was so easy to get them though. Just get these curbs a little bit wrong, the nose wouldn't go in, and you'd end up cutting the exit. Luckily, we got away with it this time. Not too bad, that one. Not too bad. Every now and then, you've got to give yourself a little pat on the back. Just at the moment, I was refusing to let this lad go. These GT3s are absolutely fantastic on here. Absolutely brilliant. If you've not tried them, they're completely free. Give them a go. Assetto Corsa will never die. I don't believe it will. I don't envisage a day where this gets uninstalled from my machine. It's just too good. Get on that power, Rev. Come on. Growing confidence with the car. I think I was. There was a few more green sectors showing up. We were making a bit of time here and there, and that was a decent exit out of there. Say in second, that's better. This could be my best lap if I keep it together. We'd certainly closed that gap a little bit, but I don't think the first sector was my issue. Nice and late on the brakes there, but I couldn't get the nose to tuck in.
A little bit ragged there.
But we were still up, still green sectors, so there was all to play for. This was definitely on to be my best lap of the race if I could keep it together.
Just a little bit ragged as we went onto the banking, but he's catching the lad ahead of him. So if they can have a little scrap, I'd like it a lot. This is a bit of sim racing right here. Love it.
It might not be all out action, swapping positions lap after lap, corner after corner, but it's three lads pushing each other along as fast as they can possibly go, making each other better.
Oh, have I just nearly lost the rear there? Oh-ho.
That was incredibly close. I certainly puckered up there a little bit. That would have been a catastrophic accident.
Come on, Rev, come on. Stick with him. 6 minutes to go.
With just 6 minutes to go, was there going to be any kind of twist in the tail, or was this lad going to hold on to this position?
Wasn't as good, but it wasn't the worst.
We had got our lap time down to the 1:43s, so that was a bonus. We needed to keep it there for the last few minutes.
He's a bit wide, but unfortunately we followed him. Back up to 0.9 the gap.
If you like this style of video where I fill in the gaps, then please do let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me and do subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. It would massively help me out and I do really appreciate it. If you don't like this style of video, do let me know because I don't want to waste everybody's time.
Come on, Rev. Come on, get onto him and have a little scrap. You know you want to. You know you want to.
Time was running out and there just wasn't a big enough difference in pace. Everybody was so evenly matched.
I want to fight over this 10th, come on.
Although I wasn't able to close the gap as much as I'd like, I was happy with the consistency of the pace. Yet, we had a couple of cut warnings. I was on thin ice there, but I was really happy with how the race was going so far.
Just got away with that one, I think.
As long as you keep getting away with it, Rev, between now and the end, I'll be happy. Another green split coming up and our fastest lap of the race.
Keep it steady. Keep it steady as she blows. 4 laps to go. Not 4 laps, 4 minutes.
It actually can be quite tiring sim racing and it does take a fair bit of concentration. So you do tire yourself out.
That was close. So difficult that corner.
Really close to outbraking myself into turn 1. Now was not the time to be making mistakes, Rev. Come on, get your act together.
Oh, that could be the end of me, I think. That could be the end. That little mistake.
But right on cue, just outbraking myself into the hairpin, I may have lost that little bit of time that means this lad can just scamper away scot-free.
It's cost me some time.
When the pace was this close, it was always going to be the finest of margins that would decide the places of this race. And unfortunately, that could be us done. Who knows?
Everybody's driving just so consistently. He can't get onto the back of him. I can't get onto the back of this lad. Isco. We've given our best. We have a yellow flag. Something's gone on. My word. That's obviously unsettled these lads though, coming onto the straight. Well, not the straight, the banking. Everybody's driven though so consistently. There's not been any big crashes. There's not been anybody skidding off. 3 minutes to go, probably 2 more laps.
So we had a little scare there with the yellow flag from the Mercedes, but it wasn't enough to cause any massive issues. I was really close to the wall there at turn 1. I feel like I've got away with that one. I was certainly on my limit, pushing as hard as I possibly could. It's such a shame that this was the only chance I was going to get to run this race this week due to time constraints, as I was really enjoying it and would have loved another crack at it.
1.3 the gap, come on Rev.
I was still hoping, just hoping for something to go in our favour.
Oh, he's off, he's slid off, but he's back on. He's got away with that one, he has got away with that.
Now a lap ago, where I made that mistake and lost that time, had I not done that, I'd now be right onto the back of him.
0.44. 4.2, come on. Come on, little Mercedes. Just get a sniff of him, just a sniff. That's all we need.
This needed to be a good bus stop. Come on, Rev, son. Plenty of curb. And we've closed the gap.
We've got a sniff now, Rev. We are sniffing. Forces me to the outside, understandably so.
Fantastic defensive driving, forcing me to the outside, exactly where I should be. This was going to be very difficult into turn 1 to make this stick.
He's going to have the inside. Great defending, mate. Great defending.
But we've got on the throttle early. We're super close as we come through the S. But I can't see the apex and I missed me braking by a tiny bit. Fine margins, fine margins.
Fabulous defending that, mate. Really good. Just blocked the apex of the other turn. I couldn't see.
I just brought that little bit too late, and as you can see, I'm now 4 tenths down on a lap time that I'm capable of. If I'd got that right, I'd still be up his chuff now as we come onto the banking. So it is a shame, but this lad's a fantastic driver.
We're on the power early. But he's away again. And that's going to be the end, I think. That's all she wrote.
We had the opportunity, we couldn't take it, but I really enjoyed this race from start to finish. The consistency was getting better, and we had fairly decent pace in a top split race on the LFM. I was really happy with it.
Oh, he was out of shape then. Come on, Mercedes. And it's a win for Wojciech. And it's a 10th for us, and hard fought. Great drive. Great job, Lorente, great job.
Thoroughly enjoyed that race. Do give it a try. Free cars, free tracks, who can mourn?
Great drive. Happy with that. Assetto Corsa. How many years old is he? Fantastic.
I've been the Reverend. Thank you for watching.